Welcome back to the show. And now for some music that's sure to tug at your heartstrings. Veena exponent Dr. Jayanthi Kumaresh released her solo album at the Tag Center last week.
A 2-year-old dream, 7 Veenas, 4 tracks, 46 minutes and one incredibly talented musician, Dr. Jayanthi Kumaresh. The launch of her first album, Mysterious Duality, Just Me, was well attended by connoisseurs of Carnatic music.
Do you feel like 2010 was the year that was meant for you to come out with this album? Or it did come out earlier, but it came out in this year. So do you feel something special happened this year for you to make this album?
Absolutely. This is the 25th year of my performance career. So I didn't mention it today, but it's like a tribute that I'm paying to what the music field has done for me on the 25th year of my performance career. This is not something in the normal genre. It's beyond any genres. It's presenting an instrument in all its glory. So I was just hoping and praying everyone liked it, and the response was so nice, and I really thank my gurus for this.
Jayanthi Kumaresh has been playing the veena since she was 4. But 7 different veenas being used in layers to create a harmonious entity, that's a first. The versatility of the artist is reflected in this album, which mainly centers around the theme of one's identity. An identity which is beyond the roles one adorns in everyday mundane life.
Unique experiment which Jayanthi has given all of us, as Jaishree said, and as Jayanthi herself said, this is Veena is here portrayed as a voice of the soul, voice of the inner being, and I think the beauty of it all is just amazing.
Making this moment unforgettable were Jayanthi Kumaresh's well-wishers N. Murli, V.V. Sundaram, Bombay Jaishree and dancers Alar Melvalli.
There was such a sense of being recharged, refreshed, vitalized, and her music has this wonderfully uplifting, calming influence. And for me, one of the most wonderful aspects of Jayanthi's music is that she has achieved that wonderful balance between virtuosity, audience appeal and innovation on the one hand, but rooted classical values and depth, subtlety on the other. So she combines the best of chaste classical music, but such a vibrant innovation and intelligence, and it all comes through with all her tremendous discipline and the work she's put in. Hers is music for the soul.
When vocal concerts seem to be increasingly dominating the Kacheri scene in Chennai, Dr. Jayanthi Kumaresh's album comes as a delightful surprise. The veena, not 1 but 7, taking center stage, is a welcome note in the city's musical space.
Truly a surprise package that was. Women power is in an all-time high this week of Shift Focus. Now the next story is testimony to it.
Born in Kerala, brought up in Delhi and Bangalore, stayed at London and now back in India. With influences ranging across borders, author Jaishree Misra is out with her latest book, Secrets and Sins. The novel looks at the theme of infidelity, a term that we're familiar and understandably hugely uncomfortable with. This novel is the second in Jaishree's Secret series.
Think of all the stories you can have of secrets emerging and then how those secrets can destroy people's lives. It wasn't a planned exercise though. The publishers had commissioned the first book. They called that one Secrets and Lies. It wasn't my chosen title. And then from that, after that, when the second one was being considered, they said, how about we stick with the secrets theme?
Quite surprisingly, it was a young audience that filled more than half the seats at the launch. Jayashree's first novel, Ancient Promises, is a part of their syllabus in college. During my chat with her, Jaishree said she writes to tell stories and is not into any kind of moralizing.
Somewhere along the way, once you realize you have readers, and in my case, I think I particularly have youngish readers. I get lots of emails from college students, and I get invited to colleges to talk to students. I've started now to feel a sense of, sort of responsibility about what I'm writing.
Jaishree believes that writing is her natural calling and has no qualms about being labelled an author of commercial fiction. With 6 novels, all having made it to the bestsellers list, her dream of being a full-fledged writer has come true. But there's still one dream which is at the brink of seeing the light of day.
Big dream I've had for a long time is to set up a residential unit for people with disabilities. I have a daughter with a learning disability. She's now 26, so the concerns of her long-term future kind of, and this is not a recent thing. I mean, for the last 10 or 15 years I've been talking about this and trying to get something going. And finally I've got together with a few other parents, and we've got this, the Delhi government has given us, has leased us a large disused community centre.
Jaishree has just relocated to India and has mixed feelings about leaving London, a perfect setting that nurtured her literary aspirations. Her new life in India. The beginning of the plot for her next novel? Only time can tell.
Jaishree Misra is a relative of the late Malayali literary writer Thakali Sivasankaran Pillai, whose works included the noteworthy Chamin and Kayar. Now we know the source of Jaishree Misra's inspiration. It's time for you to send in your opinions and comments of the show. Email us on feedback@ndtv-hindu.com. Until next week, goodbye.